G'day. Been a little while since I've made a YouTube video, and I've had a lot of people asking me what sort of mods the Cub's got on it. So, given I've got nothing better to do of an evening, I thought I'd take you through some of them. The most obvious one is the Bushwheels. Fairly hard to miss. Let's go and have a look at some of the other ones that it's got as well, that are a little bit more hidden.
So in the undercarriage, we've got these safety cables here. And the purpose of those is if we landed hard and collapse the gear, or collapse these shocks here, which are essentially got giant rubber bands in them, then those safety cables would take the strain and stop us collapsing the gear far enough that we would hit the prop there. So at least we could fix the aeroplane and fly it out rather than have to do an engine change or a prop change. Would really enjoy not having to use them, but handy to have them there on the off chance. Also down here, these fellas under here, they're actually ski mounts for if we fitted skis for snow, which we don't get an awful lot of snow down here at sea level, but you never know. With the weather we've had, it might snow, we can whip some skis on, and I can learn how to ski. Also on the undercarriage, got this here entry step, which with the big tyres there, does make things a little bit easier. There's no right way to get into a Cub, but there's plenty of wrong ways. Pretty well guaranteed you're going to pull a muscle whichever way you try. And then also on the other side, which is another STC, is this little fella here, which gives us a little bit of assistance to put fuel in the wingtips, which you probably can't see up there. Once again, because of the big tyres, it's a bit of a stretch to get up there. If we pop the bonnet now, have a look at this. Something that you probably don't see in many aeroplanes, certainly not ones in this part of the world. And we've got a power point socket there, and that's for preheating, so that if we're in somewhere really, really cold, we can preheat the oil before we start the engine up to avoid damage from oil that's not flowing around it. Nothing too out of the ordinary under the bonnet other than that. Lycoming O320, 150 horsepower. Have a look inside now, and you'll see that she's still green inside, showing that this one was originally an L21A for the US Air Force. Down here, a little bit hard to see, but we've got this handle here under the flap lever, and what that's for, if we duck down to the back of the aeroplane, is our tow hook here. Towing out people who've been bogged in the mud, I can only assume. In the roof, I've got my beacon, so that if I land on my noggin, I can easily reach it, whip it on, and hope someone will come and fetch me. Down the back there, everyone wonders what that thing is. The green thing's a header tank, so you can see the two fuel lines going into it, from the left and the right tank. So if we get a bit low on fuel, there is still some fuel in the header. Then that line there goes down to the engine. So the pilot flies from the front. When I'm instructing, I'm sitting in the back, along with a fuel dipstick or student attitude adjuster, whatever purpose it's required for on the day. Got gap seals, believe it or not, just to help our high-speed flight for going fast and racing cross country, that sort of thing. More importantly, it helps with our low speed handling. Got them on the rudder as well, along with Mr. Bear. Hello, Mr. Bear. One of the most practical mods on this aeroplane is the extended baggage. All these little fasteners. Pop him open. Look in there. Goes halfway down the tail. You can put sandwiches, all sorts of snacks in there, really handy. And just forward of that is where the battery box is, so under that lid there. We've also got baggage underneath that compartment, which goes down under there, and we've got a stick in there so that we can grab out any of our baggage. It can't reach, except I can't actually reach the stick, so probably need a stick to get our stick. Originally Super Cubs only had a landing light in the one wing. Cannot remember whether that was left or right, but this one's been STC'd with the additional landing light, so we've got almost some nice symmetry there. Not quite because there's two globes in that side, but anyway.
Thanks for watching. Hope you found that somewhat interesting. If you've got any questions on specific parts of the aeroplane, let me know and I'll try and do a video on that too. Have a good night.